It's finally summertime and you're ready to spend a warm, peaceful day at the beach. But as you're walking towards the water, you realize that something's not right. The water is bright green, slimy, and the air is filled with a pungent scent that reminds you of rotten eggs. You're tempted to get closer, and you should probably check out what's going on, right? Wrong! Leave immediately, as what you're witnessing is a harmful algal bloom, and you shouldn't approach it under any circumstances. Harmful algal blooms aren't actually caused by algae. In fact, these are caused by a rapid increase in prokaryotic organism called Cyanobacteria. These bacteria can actually suck all the oxygen out of the water and create what's called a dead zone, which can prove fatal for anything that's living near or under the water. These algal blooms are one of the major reasons so many beautiful tourist spots have been deserted. You might come across a sea or lake where it looks like a blue-green foam might be floating on the water. It may even resemble streaks of bright green paint. If you're ever in a situation like this, tell your curiosity to calm down and get away from this potentially fatal situation. This bloom can contain toxic gases that can sicken or kill both people and animals. If you accidentally step on this, toxins may be released into the air, which can potentially kill you by attacking your nervous system or liver. These cyanobacteria are so stubborn that at times they can't even be removed via water treatment plants. In these cases, citizens of the community are instructed to avoid tap water. Some blooms, called red tides, even color the water brown or red. Now, these are actually caused by a type of algae called dinoflagellates, and similar to the harmful green bloom, they're also toxic to marine life and as well as human beings. Now let's talk about some other marine-related situations you should get away from instantaneously. While flower urchins may look like a bunch of pretty little flowers, they're easily some of the most venomous creatures in the entire world. What's interesting is that they don't really inject venom through their spines. Instead, it's the flowers that are lethal. These flowers are actually grabby little claws that inject venom into pretty much everything that comes across it. In humans, they can cause temporary paralysis and excruciating pain. They're so venomous that their poison can actually penetrate through a wetsuit. Smartly so. Most oceaning predators stay away from these toxic bouquets. A flower sea urchin is also amongst the longest living creatures on the planet, as its lifespan can extend to 100 or even 200 years. The bull-ring octopus is a gorgeous-looking creature, but if you disturb it, it'll simply end your life. And taking your friends won't help either, as it can put down around 26 adults in just a few minutes. The toxin that a blue-ringed octopus injects is so lethal that even a single milligram of it can kill an adult human being. It is easily one of the most potent and powerful toxins on the planet. And what's worse is that there's no antidote either. So if it gets you, it's pretty much over. The good thing is that if you don't bother it, it won't bother you. So even if you do spot it, just mind your own business and you should be fine. You're probably used to seeing icicles form on tree branches and the eaves of buildings, but did you know that they can also form deep beneath the ocean? These underwater icicles are called brine icicles, or simply brinicles. These beautiful sea stalactites are also referred to as icicles of death due to their deadly nature. When they're formed, they sink rapidly, and as they descend, they can freeze the seawater around it. As a brinicle touches the sea floor, a web of ice forms and it kills every single living thing it comes in contact with. So if you're a little starfish just chilling at the bottom of the ocean, be wary of these fingers of death reaching out for you. The cone snail is only about 4 inches long and it looks pretty and innocent. However, this is all a front. If you're walking around on the beach, you might even mistake it for a pretty little shell and maybe you'll pick it up for your collection. Next thing you know, you're in big trouble because these cone snails have tiny needle-like protrusions. They can attack you and can even get through your diving suit. Perhaps the most dangerous thing about these cone snails is that their venom contains painkillers, so you won't even realize that you've been stung until it's too late. While most box jellyfish may not look threatening, believe us, they can send you straight to the grave. They are, of course, named after their box-shaped bodies, and you can find them in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. They can grow up to about 10 feet long and have a bunch of tentacles on their body covered with booby traps known as nematocytes, which are tiny darts covered with poison. If it injects an animal or a person, Its target may experience cardiac arrest, paralysis, and even death in just a few minutes. They are also incredibly fast for jellyfish, and they have excellent eyesight. This has led to many researchers believe that they actively hunt their prey, mainly shrimp and small fish, which is pretty unusual for jellyfish. But don't put them all in one box. There are almost 50 or so species of box jellyfish, and only a few of them have venom that can be lethal to humans. The Urukanji jellyfish are actually a type of box jellyfish and are only about a cubic centimeter in size. But do not be fooled by how tiny they are. Reportedly, they've killed over 80 people since 1883. These jellyfish are almost exclusively found in the northern marine waters of Australia, and if they sting you, you're pretty much done for. The thing is, since they're no bigger than a human thumbnail, it's not possible to spot them. And after a sting, you don't really feel symptoms for about 30 minutes, and by that time you do, it's probably too late. The victim will feel pain beyond measure, blood pressure might double, and eventually, a stroke will almost certainly finish the job. So what the Australian government does is that during the so-called stinger season, tons of beaches across the country are shut down. This season lasts from November to May, and if you want a good swim during this time period, you should probably just head to a pool instead of putting your life in danger. Crown of thorns starfish is one of the most hated animals on the entire planet. These animals are nocturnal hunters and their targets are almost all corals, which is why they're also known as coral killers. Did you know that their mouths are actually present on the bottom of their bodies? They eject their stomachs out of their mouths, inside out, and onto the roof. Their stomach enzymes actually digest the corals externally, and then their bodies will contract the stomach back before they move on to torment another batch of corals. They're also practically invincible. Their bodies are covered with thick, leathery skin and plated with rock-hard calcium carbonate. They have around 7 to 23 arms covered with 2-inch spikes that are so sharp that they can puncture through fish scales and even a wetsuit. The Great Barrier Reef has been reduced to half of its size in the last 30 years, and one of the major causes of this are these starfish. No wonder marine biologists and environmentalists hate them so much. With the vibrant blue spots on their body, these blue-spotted ribbon-tailed rays look absolutely gorgeous. But as we've continually learned throughout this video, appearances can be deceptive. The blue-spotted ribbon-tailed ray, also known as the blue-spotted stingray, is capable of inflicting excruciating wounds with its venomous tail spines. They're shy around humans and will probably swim away if ever approached by one. However, if they want to, they can cause a very, very painful sting. They are mostly found in the Indo-Pacific near coral reefs. They're relatively small with their disc size averaging 12 meters in length. They mostly prey upon small marine organisms such as mollusks, crustaceans, and small fish. Stingrays possess electromagnetic sensors and they can sense the electrical fields of other animals, helping them hunt prey and find mates. The name mantis shrimp is actually kind of a misnomer since this is neither a mantis nor a shrimp. But it's okay, its biological name, stomatopod, just doesn't have the same ring to it. It inhabits the tropical and subtropical waters in the Indian and Pacific Ocean. The mantis shrimp is armed with the most sophisticated vision of any predator on Earth. It has 3 pseudopupils stacked on top of the other, and each eye has independent depth perception. The eyes of the mantis shrimp work independently and then together to attack its prey. It can also detect more colors than literally anything else on planet Earth. It's only about 6 inches long, but it packs the most powerful punch in the entire natural world. Yes, even stronger than Mike Tyson. And it's not just about power either, as it strikes extremely quickly as well. The mantis possesses hammer claws which can strike at an explosive speed of about 60 miles per hour. That's about 50 times faster than we can blink. Yikes. Alright, which one of these did you find the scariest? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Trend Joint, and we'll see you in the next one.